Chris Haynes, who is one of the 3 or 4 most connected NBA insiders going here, he just tweeted out, there's a growing sentiment Toronto star Pascal Siakam, who's on an expiring deal, would not re-sign with a team who attempts to trade for him, as his preference is to remain with the Raptors. Now, this is fascinating because it's the opposite.
Yeah.
He's trying to kill deals because he doesn't want to go anywhere. This is like Nas when Kadri, the Leafs were trying to flip him. He's like, I'm not going there. I'm turning that down. I'm turning that down. Eventually they found a deal. And you know what? If you're a Raptor fan, regardless of how you feel about what should happen in the future, this should be very gratifying to hear. This should, like, we talk about what the NBA is all about. It's all about move. I'm done. I want out. No loyalty whatsoever. Damian Lillard is kind of changing that. He's somewhat of an outlier in Portland where he doesn't want to leave. He wants to stay in Portland and make it work. Now Siakam's saying the same thing, right? And this is a rarity because usually the early history of the Raptors was the stars were like, get me out of here, man.
Yeah, no chance.
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
And now Pascal is trying to effectively kibosh any trade and get out in front of any team trying to acquire him by saying, I'm not signing with you. Don't waste your time, because he's trying to basically kill a deal so that he can stay with the Raptors, which I find I got to believe Masai doesn't love that, unless his plan is always revolved around keeping Pascal Siakam. But this might indicate to me that the Raptors are kind of shopping him, right? And Siakam possibly sniffed this out.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, get it out there, man. I'm not going anywhere. Like, you can trade for me, but you got me for 1 year, and I am out of here. Because I want to stay with the Raptors. And
is that a full stop on a trade? Like, will teams say, you know what, we're going to get him here and take a chance?
That's
pretty
a good
risky
question. He's not Kawhi, though, right? He's not.
No, I know.
It's not. But, like, if you feel like you're one piece away, and the nature of the NBA is maybe you get him there and he likes it and he sticks around.
I would call the bluff on that and say this is just a
Right.
guy that just doesn't want to leave Toronto. If he gets here, he'll like it. I'd call his bluff.
I don't think it would stop Masai and Bobby Webster from
I don't either.
flipping them.
Right.
But it might have an effect on, teams possibly looking at him, depending on what team's looking at him, right? If a team has a 3-year plan and maybe doesn't think they can win necessarily this year, but you bring Siakam into the fold and you're building with him, could possibly kill that market. But I don't know. There's a part of me as a Torontonian and as a guy who's followed this team forever that has an appreciation for Siakam. He wants to stay. This is what he wants to do. He wants to be a Raptor. And listen, Pascal's a very good player, but he's not a true number one on a great team. Mm-hmm. Like that.
You're praising, you and other Raptors fans are praising, but the Muskoka 5, they were pieces of garbage.
No, that's not true at all.
Yeah, it is.
That's not true at all.
I still, to this day, don't understand the name.
Muskoka 5.
Yeah, I know.
love
Noodles,
that.
you love it. I don't understand it still. I still do not understand why they were called the Muskoka 5. But they were like, no, we love Toronto. And everyone was like, we hate your guts. We got to get you out of here.
Well, that was because people were advocating for a blow-up rebuild and those guys being here. And listen, let me clarify. I love that Siakam loves being a Raptor, but if you can make a deal that makes sense, you flip him. I'm not saying he's a Raptor for life now.
But he's not like he's a second-tier superstar, correct? He's not an A plus. He's an A, correct?
He could be, maybe he's the 15th best player in the league, maybe 20th. It's subjective. You can look at it. Maybe he's 22nd, 23rd. Maybe he's 12th when he's on a hot streak. But he's not in the upper echelon of the NBA, and he's not going to be.
Yeah.
I think he's 29 years old. Like Pascal is a developed pro. You know who he is and what he is. So don't get me wrong. If it makes sense for them to flip him to Portland to get that third pick plus, because you need more than that, then if that's the way to go and you're going to reload with Scoot Henderson and Scotty or Brandon Miller and Scotty and other young pieces, go for it. It's a business. It's ruthless, man.